Hi, this is Chrissy Incognito, and welcome to another episode of my channel. Now, you might be wondering why I'm incognito. This is my alter ego that can say things that I cannot otherwise say unless I was incognito. So, thank you for returning. In order to understand more about this episode, please view the previous episode. Happy listening. Thank you for returning. So, this is a miscellaneous Eric as I started to recollect all the information about these incidents. So, when I first started to date Eric, he started to come around. Well, all these little bastards were like, so Eric would come in the morning because he barely had a job. I mean, he had a job, but it was like whatever. He would come in the morning and he'd park down the street, and I would leave in the morning before class. I would leave school and I would go down the block and sit in his car, and we would just talk. And I'm sure he, like, his hands started to wander and whatnot. Well, at some point, the little nimnods who didn't have a life started to like realize, oh, look, she's leaving the school. Oh, look, let's follow her. So I remember one day, Eric and I were in his car, and all of a sudden, I see like, I don't know, almost 10 kids, I don't, 8, 9, 10 kids come up, and they're surrounding the car. And, of course, the boys are like, you kissing? And the girls are like, I don't even know what the girls are saying. And so they're all around us. They're in front of us. They're all around us. And again, I feel like, just leave me the fuck alone. Let me get my bad decision out of the way and move on. And they were just like encroaching. They were so fascinated, but yet completely baffled by what was going on, right? They're like, it's an old, like, we're 14, so 19, it's an old guy that has a car that's coming before and after school and everything like that. And they're just like surrounding us and they're saying stuff. And anyway, so I wait for them to leave and I go back to class, and I'm sure they're tormenting me and saying comments and whatnot. But one day I'm at gym and I'm actually outside and we are doing archery, right? So that hurt my fingers so badly. But anyway, I'm with my friends in the archery class, and everybody, all my classmates are there and whatnot. And all of a sudden, Eric comes with his car onto the field where we are. I don't know where the teachers were. I really don't know where the teachers were. Honestly, I think it was like a lot of those 80s movies where it's just like they're oblivious, they're not paying attention, or they're just not around or whatnot. Because he comes up on the field in his car with his friend and gets out. Now, these are like 6 foot something guys, and we're like 14, and we're all like, the boys are little, the girls are little. And I remember Eric being like, hey baby, whatever kind of nonsense he was saying. And I was like, you got to get out, you got to get out of here. Yeah, obviously maybe the teacher wasn't there, I don't know. Like, you got to get out of here, you're gonna get in trouble, I'm gonna get in trouble and whatnot. And so that made a real impression on the little shits in class. And then of course they teased me about your boyfriend drove his car up onto the field, so I had to hear that crap. But it was just really, really a bizarre time in my life. It really, really was. So, keeping on the same story as Julie and Kelly. So, we were in junior high. Now, I started to get the reputation as the wild bad girl. Okay. I obviously had the rocker hair, the rocker clothes, the rocker music, the rocker boyfriend. Um, so I started to be known as the bad girl, meaning like, um, not to so much stay away from me, but they try to villainize me. They're like, "Oh, you look like that, and so you're the bad girl. Oh, you listen to that, you're the bad. Oh, you're going out with that, you're the bad girl." So it was like bad girl as in like a rebel type of sense. So I'm the bad girl. Now I'm only saying that because it's setting precedence for what I'm about to tell you about this next story. So this has to do with Julie and Kelly. So we had one of those speakers in school. He went to jail. There was some speaker. He was probably like in his early 20s, and it was like, "Don't let this happen to you" type of um auditorium assembly, whatever presentation. Okay. And the presenter is up there, he's telling us about drugs and going to a jail, and don't let this happen to you and everything like that. And I just remember thinking, like, in my 14-year-old mind, like, "Oh, this poor thing, he's never gonna go anywhere. Like, who's gonna wanna be with him? His life is already over. He's already been to," I'm talking as my 14-year-old, okay? So if you're getting aggravated, I'm talking as my 14-year-old. He's already been to jail, he's already done drugs, like his life is basically over. And that was the point of the presentation. Like, don't let this happen to you. Right. So I'm the bad girl, right? I'm the quote unquote bad girl. And after the presentation, we're all going back to our classes. And Julie and Kelly go up to him and try to get his number. And I'm like, I'm the bad girl and I don't want his number. Like, I just found it to be incredible how they put that label on me, that they were just so quick to villainize me. And I would not pursue somebody like this. Okay. Even being 14 and being like vulnerably insecure and, whatever. All of a sudden, these two nimnods were like, "Oh, that's a bad boy. We like that." And I just remember, like, it really stuck with me all these years, obviously, because, like I said, they villainized me. They villainized me for what I look like, for what I listened to, who I hung out with. I basically left everybody alone because that's my thing. Like, just leave me alone. Right. So it's not like I was sitting there going, "You can't get a guy. Ooh, you're ugly. You can't get anybody. Nobody likes you. Look at me. I have a boyfriend who has a job and a car." I was just leading my life. And I just remember thinking to myself, like, what is wrong with this picture? If what you're saying is true, shouldn't I be going up to this guy, trying to get his number, and you being the little girl being all scared? And I just thought it was really, really interesting. Looking back at it with an adult with an adult eye. Um, so just to give you a little further with Julie, because that was the one I still don't like. Um, so later on in life, she had a nose job. I get it. I get it, but I didn't take it out on people, that like I wanted to overcome my insecurity. I wanted to overcome my ugliness or how I felt about myself. She wanted to punish people. I'm not pretty, you're not making me feel pretty, then I'm going to punish everybody around me so I can feel better about myself. And that really is the core of a person. And I'm sure that there are many people in your life, either once in your life or are in your life, that are very similar. And that is the core of the person, and not much is going to change them. You either are like, this is what I am, I'm trying to be better than what I am, like trying to like progress and better myself, or you're like, it or these people that are like, it's your fault that you're not, making me out to be pretty and making me, feel better about myself. So years later, so I think she got a nose job in high school. I don't know. Years later, there was rumor that one of her, and this was one of her cohorts, these were one of the girls that was running in that circle, right? Evidently, she got mouthy, and the girl punched her in the face and rearranged her nose. And Julie wound up suing the girl because she rearranged her nose job, and in which she had to get another nose job. So that's just a little bit about her. I see her I see her through some of my friends that just happened to be friends. That's a whole nother story. One of the girls that I'm friends with, they were merciless to her. They It was just horrible, and maybe I'll get into that one day. But I just want to let you know that I thought it was really interesting that they tried to make me be the bad girl. And I was like, I wouldn't touch that guy with a 10-foot pole. And it's like they could not get enough of him, which really shows the true essence of the person. Um, and so thank you for listening.